What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are back with more Mustang related content. If you didn't see my last video, go check it out. We just got back from Florida from the Danger Ranger 9000. I was invited with a couple friends of mine to go help them out with the truck at the Freedom Factory, which is super cool. So if you guys haven't watched that video and you guys want to, click up here right now, and actually click up here after you watch this one, and you guys can check that out. Long story short, the Mustang's back. It's been sitting outside. It's super dirty. It was about 550 miles down there. There and back, we're about 1,100 miles on the car, and it is disgusting. But in this video, I want to talk to you about a few things that I'm seeing on the car here, running the Pro tuning files from Ryan at PD Tuning. We're still working with Ryan on the E30 tune. We're still finalizing that. I actually just got the revision 4 file that I'm going to slap on the car today. And I'm going to do a whole comprehensive video on that whole tuning process, guys. But I have been seeing some negative ignition correction, not at full throttle, mind you, but just putting around town, just driving casually, especially on the road trip. I was seeing a lot of negative ignition correction, you know, down into the -3s or so, all across the board, all 4 cylinders at certain points, which was a little concerning to me. However, I talked to Ryan and he said that a lot of cars, you know, a lot of these Ecoboost do that at partial throttle. It's not something to be super concerned about, so that's good. But I want to hear from you guys, you know. Negative ignition correction at full throttle is not good. That means the car is pulling timing and it's cutting power to basically save your engine from blowing up. Now, when you're just cruising around like this, the way I understand it is there's gonna be some knock as you start ramping up the tune and you start making more power in these cars. But I'm kind of curious of what you guys think. You know, I have the new file, the revision 4 file, that I'm gonna throw on the car today. And we're gonna see if it still kind of, you know, gives us some of that knock, you know, at partial throttle. So we'll see. I'm probably gonna hit up Ryan again though if it keeps doing this thing it's doing, and just make sure that it's not a sign of the car is gonna be blowing up soon, because that would really suck. Another thing I did is I bought some new spark plugs. They're the 6510s. That's the same that's in the car right now, but I decided I'm gonna pull those out in this video as well. We're gonna check them just to see if the gap is still at that 0.028 that it needs to be, and I'm gonna replace them anyway. So there's kind of a cool tool I bought with that as well that I'm excited to show you. But for now, let's hop in the car. We're gonna switch back over to E30 because for the road trip I switched to 93. We're gonna pump it up, we're gonna go wash the car, and then we'll come back, install the plugs, and see if we see any other negative ignition correction while putting around here. So let's get started. Oh, who left this in here? Oh yeah, I put it in here. Gotta wait for this damn idle to come down. Jesus Christ. Do I have my Accessport? It's kind of important. Ha! Accessport, kind of important. There we go, little fella. Man, guys, the car loves these cooler temps in Georgia right now. It's like 60 degrees, and my charge air temp is like 62, so that's pretty damn good. Alright, and we made it to the gas station. So, good news is no negative ignition correction on the Accessport during that quick little drive there. So it was pretty, you know, I was pretty easy on it there as well, so that's good. But nothing wrong just yet. But I'm gonna go pump some E85 in the tank right now. And you can see we're hovering around like, you know, 57, 58% fuel in the tank. So I'll pop that in the calculator, we'll make the adjustment. And I'm not gonna test the E85 this time. I've filled up at this gas station like 5-6 times, and it's always been around E77, which I always thought that was weird. I thought that was pretty low. Like if you're running an E85 specific tune, like on a GT or something like that, I mean, I would think like that would be way too low, but maybe it's a flex tune or something those guys run. I'm not super sure. But anyways, it's fine for me. I'm gonna go pump the gas real quick, and I'm just gonna guesstimate that it's gonna be around E77. Hopefully that doesn't screw me over. So let's get it done. Okay, done. So now, very important step. I've already covered this in my, previous videos here with E85 or running E30, but we have to switch over to that E30 file before we start the car, of course, because now we have E30 in the tank and we're running the 93 octane tune presently. So I'm gonna wait till this boots up here and we will flash the car again. Okay, and then I just gotta wait until it's done. Maybe I need to jiggle around this E30 in the tank, make sure it's mixed appropriately. No. Okay, also something, quick note here. I said it in the last few E30 videos as well, but when you switch over like this, you still have 93 in all the lines right now, so you can't just pull out of the gas station and get on it. You're gonna throw a bunch of codes. It's not gonna be a very happy or good experience for you. So I say drive it for at least 5 miles. Make sure you're just putting it around, being super easy on it. You wanna get that E30 mixture up to the injectors where it needs to be. And that way you don't run into any issues after you switch over to your E30 tune. Pro tip. Now we are off to the car wash because this thing needs it. So I'll meet you there. Wow, that was fast. We're already here. Time to wash it up. Clean off all those dead bugs that we had killed on the way to Florida and on the way back. So hopefully we can make it look a little bit better. We're back at the house now. We just got the Mustang looking a little bit cleaner here. Back from the car wash, back from filling it up with some E30 or some E85, and we made E30. And the car is running good so far. No negative ignition correction on the way over here, but I still want to pull the spark plugs out, take a look at those, and I got some new ones that I'm going to throw in the car right now anyway, just to change them out, make myself feel better about that negative ignition correction. So let's go over to the front end of the business here and see what those spark plugs look like. Easy, easy, easy. This is what that first spark plug kind of looks like here. But it doesn't look absolutely terrible, so let me get the rest of them out and we'll take a look at these, and then I can show you the cool new tool I have for gapping these plugs, which I think, I don't know, I was interested in it, so maybe you will be too. 2, 3. All right, we got all 4 spark plugs out of the car now, and this is what they look like. You can see, I mean, I'm not an expert on reading spark plugs, so maybe someone in the comments section can tell me, but this is after, going through the process of tuning on E30, and I mean, there's definitely some carbon buildup on there, it looks like, and I mean, they don't look like terrible, Let me see if I can get a good shot of that. They don't look like absolutely terrible, but I think it's going to perform a little better with some fresh plugs, so we'll see. Now, I'm gonna check the gap on these right now, and we'll see if it's still at 0.028, as what, the spec should be per Ryan. So we'll see if it's still sitting there. It's pretty close. It looks like it might have opened up just a little bit, the gap on these. Yeah, they did open up a little bit here, guys. Just a tad. So, we could maybe re-gap these and reinstall in the car and they might be okay, but I'm just going to replace them. And I got this cool new tool. You guys can check this out. So I got my new plugs right here, and I've already actually gapped these to 0.028 already, but just to show you guys what I'm working with here, obviously, brand new, looking good, but this right here, is the tool that I got. I just got it off Amazon. You can see the company name right there. I'll put a link to this too in the video description if you guys want to check it out. But this thing is outrageously helpful for gapping plugs. Super simple. You just lay the plug in the tool just like that, and you can see the strap is almost touching that bar there now, but you just turn this down until it's secure in there, and you want to make sure everything's lined up well. But you just pretty self-explanatory. You turn this to, lessen the gap between the electrode and the strap on the plug, and you gap your plugs. So pretty easy. I've already went through, like I said, and gapped these. So the new ones are at 0.028, and yeah, pretty cool little tool here. I figured I'd pick it up. Now the one thing with these type of plugs, you gotta be really careful when you're gapping and measuring. You do not ding or take the coating off of the little electrode there because otherwise your plug is then no good. So make sure you're careful. And I've heard a lot of people say you can't gap these plugs, like the O'Reilly Auto Parts store people. They're like, oh no, they're not gappable. They are, you just can't use that little quarter looking, gapping tool, which those are pretty inaccurate anyway. So get yourself a nice set, like a feeler gauge here, and then, pick up something like this. This one made it super easy. So again, link in the description. Let me throw these in and we'll start it up, see how it idles. All right, spark plugs are in. So now let's take the car for a little bit of a test drive here and see if we're getting any negative ignition correction while just putting around. I hope with the new plugs and the new plugs gapped correctly that this kind of, solves that little bit of an issue that we're having. If not, I'll report back. It does sound pretty good. So far, I've been driving the car around a few miles here and no negative ignition correction as of now, just putting it around. I'm gonna still kind of put a few more miles on it here and see if I come up with anything. But so far, it's looking promising. Damn. She pulls pretty good. Jesus. All right, no negative ignition correction, especially on full throttle, which is good. We might have just needed sparks, Scott. We might have just needed some new spark plugs, guys, or at least to have them gapped properly. So, what does that mean for the Ecoboost? Well, I'm on my 4th revision with Ryan at PD Tuning. I got to get him over another data log, and then I think we're nearing the end on the Pro Tune process on E30, and we have a whole fun video coming to you with that entire process. So, guys, I think the Ecoboost lives to drive another day, and thank God for that, because that would have sucked to blow the sucker up right after we went to E30, But no, guys, we dodged a bullet here. Just spark plugs, so no need to worry. But you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching this video, and of course, we will see you in the next one. You guys have a great one. Bye!